Thank you very much. Once again, welcome and good morning to you all. Chief, it's a pleasure to be, and you fulfill all the conditions, and now your party will be accepted today as a fully fledged party. What I can tell you is our system of elections was the most transparent, free, and fair throughout the whole world. Because for us, we make sure that from the beginning, to register the voters, we invite all parties to be present. And they are giving the voters card free of charge on the spot. Come election, you're also welcome to send in observers, party to make sure that it's done transparently, free and fair, on the spot counting as well. So, no matter what, as far as we are concerned, we do our best to make sure that it's done freely, fairly, and transparently. And because for you to be accepted as leader of the party, you fulfill all the conditions of your sign. And because of that, we hope and we ask you to abide by the rules and regulations that you agree, so that we can recognize you as a fully bona fide party. On that note, I wish you all the best and congrats.
And congratulations for the new party. And I'm talking on gender now. I've seen the party and the members representing. I'm not 100% pleased because I want to see at least 30% of women. So I'm advising or trying to tell you that if it's not a condition from IEC, it's something that I would like to see as a woman, to see that we don't only have Yai companies. We have in your executives women leading almost the same position as men. And then also the local government is coming. I don't know whether you will participate. And I would love to see women councillors, women chairmen, women mayors to participate. We have to encourage women because they are very powerful, and you know, they are our mothers, our sisters, our wives. They maintain the house. So any policy that involves women, you'll be able to maintain the country and have the support. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Once again, I wish to congratulate you for fulfilling the conditions. Of course, you know, Section 60 of the Constitution and Sections 105 of the Elections Act deal with registration of political parties. And of course, a very important component of the Elections Act, which is Section 92(1), you know, the Code on Election Campaign Ethics. This document is very important because you sign it when you're registering your political party, and of course when you're contesting. So you see how important this document is. So I will advise that you and your executive and your party members make sure you go through this document, understand it, and then it will help you in all your your activities, because it will guide you as to what to do and what not to do. You are almost, I think, the 19th in the political field, so you should know that, of course, being the newest baby, you should know how to go about, in the political field. We are not saying you are the least, because for us at IEC, all political parties are equal. Yes, so make sure you abide by these things, and then we wish you well and welcome on board. Thank you.
application to register People's Alliance Party. Unfortunately, at the time, the register of the Gambia was annulled, and a new register was being formed or being constituted. This was at the midst of the voter registration. It was so disappointing to them at the time. But I mean, what cannot be helped must be enjoyed. But they stomached it at fatum and never relented. We wrote them a letter on the 5th of July telling them this information, but they were never discouraged. On September the 6th, they came back to say, okay, here, your registration is over, and the data you requested is the right data we have now. Please proceed. We proceeded with the verification, the assessment, and the vetting. It wasn't easy, as we all know, because at the time we did not have the even list confirmed by the revising magistrate. We held onto it and said, wait until the list is confirmed. Upon the confirmation or affirmation of the list by the revising magistrates, they came back to follow up. At the time, all hands were on deck. It's just like the Juma or the Friday or the church service. When it's time, everything is concentrated on the member by the imam. When this is also presidential election, we did not look at registration of political parties. So after during the presidential election, he appeared as an independent candidate. Unfortunately, he couldn't pass the qualification for reasons that we have informed him early on. So after the elections, he came, and again we were on the National Assembly elections. So you can see this is a man of hope and courage. After which, we processed his application, and immediately when we asked him to pay, he paid the $1 million. And as I speak to you, that million has landed into our account safely at Zenith Bank. And this has warranted not only the money, but has fulfilled all the criteria according to law that we have vetted by the technical team of the IEC, and we are convinced, beyond reasonable doubt, to the best of our knowledge, that he has fulfilled all the requirements as per law to be registered as a political party, as a bona fide political party for that matter, in the Gambia. Moving on. They have congratulated you. They have, almost everybody is talking about law-abiding, law-abiding, law-abiding. As an individual or as a political party, you are going to be responsible of the People's Alliance Party as the party leader that we have in the executive. You will be held responsible for all your supporters' actions and behaviors. This is why, as we speak, we are dispatching a letter to the Office of the Inspector General of Police, informing him of the registration of a political party before, so that you will not be caught anywhere or stopped anywhere. But again, in anything you do, you must be law-abiding. You are not expected to violate traffic. You are not expected to violate Public Order Act. No individual or government is above the law. Being a registered political party does not mean you are out of the parameters of the law. So we do not want you to come back and say, the police have done this or that. It is your responsibility to know the laws of the Gambia. What we are responsible is to encourage you and to entreat you to respect and obey the laws of the Gambia. Moving on, somebody said it, you are party number 19. It's just a number, but you are a political party like any other political party. That means that you have found 18 other political parties in the political arena. We expect you to work harmoniously, peacefully with them, but not to antagonize or create enmity or fight among yourself, between you and others. This is why the IPC was formed, to bring all the parties together to work harmoniously as political parties. We know sometimes during electoral activities, especially elections, the parties and supporters become so jeering. But in any way, we should not act otherwise, just go by the law. I can also, like the chairman said, the IEC here to conduct the most fairest and credible elections, as we did in the past. We rest assured that we will continue to treat each party equally and with respect and according to the law of the land. We will also inform all the other registered political parties, the 18 registered political parties, that they have a new brother. And please take them as a brother. We will also inform the inter-party committee And there we expect, because the Inter-Party Committee is an association of all registered political parties of the Gambia. They have their secretariat now at Kolo. They used to be housed here. The IEC has encouraged and supported this, the formation of the Inter-Party since 2005 up to today. Just last Saturday, we were together with them in Farafenye for their quarterly breakfast. So perhaps subsequently in their next breakfast meeting, you will be invited, because we're going to send them a communication that you are a registered political party, and we expect them to add you to their list now. And then you will be part of the IPC, and you will be requested to send 2 people. Here the advice is, when you are sending people to the IPC, it's an association of equals, association of political parties. They sometimes outsmart each other, so send smart people there. Because any decision that you take it, whether you send somebody there or you don't send anybody, it will bind on you. So take note of that. And send somebody who has time, because it's becoming a full functional institution. They have regular meetings almost every other time. They meet development partners, they meet state institutions, they meet other organizations. So if you send somebody who is a full-fledged civil servant, you will not make it. And you will not be represented very well. So send somebody who represents your party, because I do attend their meetings, because they used to be here. Moving on, coming to the criteria. Mr. Chairman, this party is not obliged to conduct a congress at the end of this year. However, the list of the executives sent to us, you cannot change it before next congress, unless the inevitable has happened, that is death. We are not going to allow any political party to be sacking and admitting executive members. That will create unnecessary tension. And sometimes your problems you will transfer it to us. Once you have submitted it, we will hold on to it unless and until you tell us, Mr. A is no more, we will change. But because you have a beef with Mr. B or Madam C, you say we are going to remove it. We cannot accept that. Because you have signed as an executive, meaning that it's the highest decision-making body of the party. And it's also the highest decision-making body of the party that should also meet with the grassroots to endorse and accept who should be there. So from now onwards, the next Congress that the IEC will call on you to go on Congress, you can't do any change. This is why you've been told to take your time to put in whatever name you want to put in. So that should be good. Moving on, you are also supposed to open regional offices. I have prevailed on you not to open them, because you don't put the cart before the horse. Because once you have been registered, you cannot open and start hoisting your flag. That will go against the law, and the law enforcement agencies will go after you. This is why I said, wait until you are announced. Immediately after today, you should be, you are urged to open those regional offices and send us the appropriate addresses of those offices. What you have here is Soma, Farafenye, or the like. Because our request to all the registered political parties for them to send us their addresses of their regional offices, so that our inspection team will visit them. And this you cannot be an exempt. Just to remind you here, again, it's a requirement that every year you send audit report. We know you just started. So take note of that. We will be asking the audit report in the next congresses. And please fail not to attend when the IEC invites you for meetings. Normally, we have sometimes very pertinent issues to discuss with political parties. And some of these political parties may be busy on the canvassing of votes in the field during elections and do not attend IEC meetings. IEC meetings are very important. These 5 men and women of wisdom cannot call you and you don't come. And we expect you to be announced when you become a winner of an election. So please attach great importance and relevance to IEC meeting to attend. On that note, Mr. Ibrahim Tawarumani, I wish you all the best of luck. Thank you very much.
Commissioners of IEC, Chief Electoral Officer, and Communication Officer, and all other staff of the IEC. On behalf of PAP, which is People's Alliance Party in full, I am very delighted today and equally elated for this day. It has been a long day, and thank God the longest journey has come to an end. The road was very rough, as reiterated by some of your officers. But we never relented. We always keep on knocking your doors, particularly our able Secretary General and the party leader, as well as other committed party members. I cannot have words to thank you, but Allah has words, and may the Almighty Allah pay you. Now, from your report, Chief Electoral Officer, I assure you that we will strive and we will try our level best to abide by the rules and regulations, IEC policies, and all that not. As citizens of this country, our beloved Gambia, we would not be found wanting or do otherwise to jeopardize the peace of this country. I assure you that, Mr. Chairman, and your members. But anyway, we have the tongue and the teeth. The tongue housed inside the mouth, enclosed by the teeth. They are neighbors, but at times, knowingly or unknowingly, they sometimes have friction. So I would also, on behalf of PAP, would like to apologize, if that is the right word, to some of the actions that we were manifesting during the rough journey. Because sometimes we were very much agitated to be registered. But God was saying that it was not the right time for us to do so, and this is the right time. So on that note, on behalf of my colleagues of PAP, I thank you very much, and I thank Chairman and his team. May God bless you all.
I must start by saying Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I am very thankful to Allah for this blessed day. And I thank and commend the IEC. You know, they said it's been a long time, and we've gone through, a lot trying to get the party registered. But I can tell you we have no ill feelings. I mean, we only have to thank the IEC for this day being possible. Today is supposedly the birth of this new party. And you know what you go through when you're expecting a baby. Those women, you talk about gender equality. Women can tell you that. Before you give birth to a child, you go through lots of pains and complaints. And sometimes, the children and the whole family cannot understand. But it's a process. And the process has to be followed. When the delivery time is due, it will happen naturally and easily. And I believe that is what has happened. Yes, we wanted the party to be registered earlier. We went through the IEC. They have their protocols. I mean, they have their own ways of doing things, and we have to follow those. We did our best. I mean, we wanted to be registered, and as Muslims, we believe this is the right time for us. Because I'll tell you, when the party was not registered, I mean, you could say maybe you would feel like we were disappointed, but we were never angry. I mean, we were never discouraged. we knew that that was not the right time for us. Because in fact, I mean, just before the elections, we met as a team, and we discussed, we said, you know, if we had gone through this process, and the party was registered, and we go through the elections, we could have been going through the campaign, and something unforeseen could have happened. I could have lost my life. I mean, we could have had a serious accident whereby we could not continue, I mean, with our campaign. So honestly and sincerely, we believe that you were doing your job. And for you to also understand that we were trying to get something. And when you're young and you have energy and you wanted something very badly, I mean, you have to act a certain way. But it's good that we were all mature, and that has prevailed. So we are thankful to you, the entire IEC team, for making this day possible. Now, in terms of obeying the law, like he said, you won't find this party wanting. We will do our utmost to be the most law-abiding party in this country. You know, it's good to be first. It's very good to win. But sometimes it's good to be the after than the before. We have the befores, you know, the ones who came before. Those are the 18 political parties. And I believe we've learned a lot. So we came after them. I think, I mean, it's like if you have a young child, I mean, the older people, they want to teach the young child to be better than them. I mean, whether they've done it directly or not, usually the young people will learn a lot and they will do better than the older ones. And I think even as family, that's what we all desire. We all want our children to outdo us, to outperform us, to do better than us. So we've learned a lot. I mean, to tell you a little about our party, I think we are the most diverse party in this country. Because when we were setting up this party, we said that we want a representation of this country so that every Gambian, from every religion, from every tribe, will see a reflection of themselves in this party. So that's why I said to speak in Serer, if you want Jola, we can do it. If you want Manjago, we can do it. If you want Wolof, we can do it. Ooh, all the tribes are here. So you will find this party the most disciplined party in this country. And that is a promise I'm telling you, because we've discussed that at length. At any given time before we leave our premises, we'll say that we want to start peacefully and to end everything peacefully. And that's what we'll do. But this is the Gambia. Politics will not bring animosity between us and any political party or the IEC. We are stakeholders of this body. We won't be a party that will definitely undermine the credibility of the IEC. And we are assured here that elections that have happened, you will continue to do that to make sure that they are transparent and fair. And that's what we need. This is a small country. We all want what is best for this country. And I believe together, if we are sincere enough, if we work together faithfully, we will have what is best for this country. I thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. I am God, Allah, thankful to my family for the support. And we will inform you very shortly. Today is the birth of this new party, and inshallah we will let you know very soon. But now that there's the opportunity to contest the elections, but we have to go as a team with the executive members, and we'll have our in-house discussion. We'll definitely get back to you very shortly. Yes.
You are the 19th political party registered in the Gambia.
Yes.
And that's a huge number. Yes. What is your chance of becoming the president of this country?
I would say God, Allah, and thereafter Gambians. I think Gambians will get to know that there is a big difference between political parties and political stakeholders and political leaders. You know, I used to say before that I am not a politician. I don't know how I came into politics, but I never thought I would be involved in politics. But I came to learn to understand that there are politicians and there are politricians. Politicians and politricians. You know that there's a difference between the two. Politicians is Politician. Those are politicians. And then there are politricians. Poly in English, many. Like polygamy, you want to marry, you can marry several partners, several wives. Huh? Polyglot, meaning you have several tongues. You can speak several languages. Poly means many, right? Tricks, you all know tricks. Yeah. That is when you play games and magics. So there is a politician and there are politricians. That means with politricians, they have several tricks. Today they can tell you this, tomorrow they tell you that. They can play this game and that game, and we are genuine. We are not into fooling Gambians. We know that the country needs real change. We know that we need seriousness in our politics. We know that the country is a very backward country. The Gambia is a very poor country. And we need to bring Gambians together. You know, I've made mention of this several times, that for this country to develop, and for you guys to know, tomorrow, inshallah, we'll be having a press conference at 2 o'clock at Lakers. I invite all the media houses there. But just for you to know, there are 4 things that I've always mentioned, that Gambians need to be, 1, in control of their government. They need to be in control of their economy. They need to be in control of their security. And Gambians must be united for this country to develop. And that is a crusade that we will start as of today. I think if you go to in Surah 49, it's mentioned there that God, this is our creator that we believe. He said that, Ya ayyuhal nas, that is, all you people, inna khalaqnakum min zakarin wal unsa. That's what God is saying, is that I have created you, humans, people, we are humans. I've created you from males and females and make you into nations and tribes. We are different, from different nations. Some are Gambians, some are Senegalese, some are Nigerians, some are Americans, some are British. And then if you come to the tribal level, some are Mandinka, some are Wolof, some are Jola, some are Sarahule, some are Fula, some are Manjagos. So we are different tribes. But he said the essence of doing that is not because the Arab is better than the non-Arab or the Westerner is better than the African, but it's for us to know each other. And once we know each other, the best amongst us, this is God speaking, not me. I'm saying what is in the Quran. The best among you are the ones who are noble, who are pious, who are good, who are kind. We want to bring that in this country. There is a lot of misunderstanding, a lot of division in this country that we are going to start to heal. And mark you, going forward, you will notice the difference in the political arena. Because by God, inshallah, we said if we were in office by now, tribal politics will be a thing of the past. Gambians will start to trust each other. That's why if you look at the makeup of our party, we make sure that among our executives, there are people from all tribes in this country, because we want to emphasize, that verse in the Quran that has been sent to us by our Creator. If we do that and we're in control of our government, our economy, our security, and we're united, this country will be the best country in Africa. And that is what we want to do.
Mr. Mane, we've seen political parties, leaders with flamboyant manifestos. They speak eloquently. But at the end of the day, we've seen them forming coalitions because they cannot maneuver by themselves. How can you convince us that you are not just talking, but you will be pragmatic, dealings?
Yes, we have our manifesto. In fact, I will share that with you guys tomorrow. Before we came, we did our homework. Long before we tried to set up a political party, we tried to find out the problems of this country. We are not coming out just to be critical of the government. We want to come and proffer solutions to the many problems, to the myriad problems that befell this country. First, we came with our manifesto. I want every Gambian, and I challenge every Gambian, before you say anything about PAP, to look at our manifesto first. Once you understand the manifesto, then we want you to come and discuss with us. The other thing is, I told you, there are politricians and politicians. We are not politricians. That means we don't say this today and then tomorrow we say something else. If we have to say something, if we have to change, we are flexible also. If we have to change if we explain the justification for the changes, every Gambian will understand and accept it. But we will compromise. We will not compromise our principles and our values, because there are certain things. Something that is right is only right. You cannot bend what is right, I mean, just to suit your convenience. So if we have to make political alliances, it must be genuine. It must be based on conditions that are practical, that make sense, and that will be beneficial to the Gambian people. So people have their choices. People can make their alliances, but it has to be for the greater good, not for an individual good.